Hi everyone. Here's a quick video on using the pen tool in Gravit Designer, which also can be used for Adobe Illustrator. A lot of the same shortcuts are exactly the same between the two programs, and um, and they're used very similarly in the two programs in this vector art program. All right, so first I'm going to go to my pen tool, which is up here across the top. Just like Illustrator, the shortcut is P for pen. I'm going to hit that on my keyboard, P for pen. Now, the first thing to understand about the pen tool is if you just single click, it creates a straight line, a straight path from one anchor to the next. Click, single click, and you could use the guidelines to make the straight click. All right, that'll make a straight line by just clicking. If you click and hold shift at the same time, what it does is it kind of constrains it to certain angles. So if I'm kind of close here at an angle, but I want it flat, I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard and it keeps it nice and square. It'll keep it at like 0, 90 degrees, 45. It locks it in. All right, so now I'm holding shift. Do not let go of shift, and you can draw something that's locked at a certain angle. All right, if you click and drag, that is what allows you to draw a curve. So you have an anchor and a handle, or I like to call it a handlebar. So click and drag, and what you do is when you anchor a point, click and drag, what you're doing is you're setting the strength of this curve and the angle of this curve. The more you stretch it, the more it bends it, and the more you turn it, the more it bends also. So click and drag, uh, click and drag, click and drag. And when you're drawing shapes, it is preferable that you typically always draw closed shapes, which we'll talk more about later. But a closed shape is where it starts and stops. It's not open. It starts and stops at the same anchor. All right. When you're drawing a curve, when you want to click and drag, but you want to make a hard corner. So I'm going to click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. But let's say I want to make this into a wave. I need to bend this. So do not let go of your mouse. I'm going to hold the Alt key on my keyboard, hold the Alt key, and I'm able to break the handlebars or the handle and bring it back this way. Make sure you let go of the mouse first or your selection. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. I'm going to do one more of these, so click and drag. And if you want to, again, hold the Alt key, it allows you to break it and bend it back the another direction. All right, so let me just finish up this closed shape. Now, once you've drawn something, so there's a closed shape. Once you've drawn something, you could go back and edit this with the white arrow. Now, the shortcuts are different in Adobe Illustrator. It's the white arrow A, and Gravit is D on your keyboard. So let me hit D on my keyboard, and it changes it to the white arrow, which is there's the selection tool V, white arrow D in Gravit, A in Adobe Illustrator. All right. So when you're on this white selection tool, it allows you to change these anchors. You can move the anchor, move them around. You could also change the amount of curve by dragging the handle, extending it, bending the direction of it, um, and all kinds of things. All right, to get your drawing the way that you wanted it to look, that you envisioned, although this wave is not looking so good. Now, one other thing I do want to point out is if you have an anchor that kind of has a handlebar right here straight across, you can change the way it acts over here on these tools right here. If you want to change it into a corner to where it actually bend like the other ones, let's click on it. And actually, let me click there, extend this out. Nope, let me grab so there you go. Now you can see it bends. Sometimes it doesn't have the handlebars until you could actually click on the path itself and bend it also. You don't have to grab just the handles, okay? You can grab on the path itself and stretch it. So this one allowed me to bend it because I was on this corner right here. Mirrored would be exactly the same on each side. Those handles, the handles um, act exactly the same. When I grab one, it mirrors it on the other side. So make sure you play with these different options and hopefully keep practicing. The more and more you use the pen tool, you'll realize how powerful it is. And it's a little tricky at first, but don't give up. All right, have a good day.